And we can see the men starting to roll around the track and get into formation for the final race at the World Championships. The current world champions from the Netherlands, Juri Havik and Jan-Willem van Schip. We saw just how hard the elimination was previously. There are plenty of riders that are lining up here immediately afterwards. Oh, sorry, it's Hoppesack, not Van Schip. So Vincent Hoppesack with the current world champion in Juri Havik. So a slight different combination that won them the world title last year. But Juri Havik is such an experienced Madison rider, a real true professional. A lot of these riders come in and out of this discipline, whereas Havik has remained as a professional Madison rider for a number of years. This is one of those guys that knows exactly what to do. Mikkel Moku. The Olympic champion from Tokyo. Lindsay de Wilde and Fabio van den Bosch with Kenny de Kettler, his last time coaching the Belgian team before he retires and goes into another profession. So Denmark, Larsen, and in English, Morkov. Danish, Morku. Legend of Madison and 6-day racing, Michael. Japan have another chance. Imamura and Kuboki. They've been strong the last few years in this race. Belgium with de Wilde and Van den Bosch. Havik and Hoppesack for the Netherlands. I'll get you to talk a little bit more about them in just a second, Charnet. Nielsen, Julien and Petit. Now, France have an incredible history at the World Championships in the Madison, but this is a new combination. It'll be interesting to see how they can perform for France. The Oliveira brothers, Ivo and Rui for Portugal. There's Elia Viviani, such an experienced rider. He's riding with Simone Consoni. Really strong combination as well. I tell you what, this is going to be really hard to pick a winner here. Ethan Hayter and Mark Stewart.
Both love to attack.
Two-time world champion with Roger Kluger, riding with a new partner, Tim Teutenberg. Another good combination. And the men's Madison field. The final race of the World Championships here in Copenhagen on the 5th day. Longest race gets underway. .200 laps of the track. Sprint every 10. Same rules as we saw in the Madison for the women last night, and in the points races, both as the outright championship and in the final event of the Omnium. Sprint every 10, 5, 3, 2 and 1 points, double points on the final sprint, and 20 points to take a lap on the field.
If you are the person in charge of the laps and you have to tick them off, you aren't allowed to slack like for any moment.
Oh, no.
But with 200 rounds.
Yep. Well, it's such a long race that you can't pick it up on the screen here, but it's such a long race that the actual lap counter doesn't have a 2 on the front. So we started on 0. We had to wait till it went to 199 laps to go before they could put the actual laps up on the board. No room for the 2 for the 200. We're now at 196 to go. Sprint every 10. This gets fast.
We saw with the other races that it's going to be in the beginning a sprint fest, and then it explodes halfway the race. Do you think it's going to happen again, or do you think this is the grand finale?
I don't think this is a sprint fest. I think typically what happens with the men's Madison is it's just on from the start. Once they get past the first sprint, it's more about just trying to stay towards the front to pick up the points.
Hold on for dear life.
Yeah, it's really like that. And the Olympic Games in Paris this year, average speed 60 kilometers per hour.
Same. With the temperature also in the velodrome?
Yep. And Germany with a missed change. So Germany in the middle of the field there, Kluger and Teutenberg. They've now rectified that, but a missed change from them just shows you how hectic it is. Very experienced riders, that combination. And look at the fight to get to the front. An absolute scramble to be in position for this first sprint as Belgium come around. The Netherlands change for Belgium at 1:92 to go. It's going to be a long sprint for Belgium. Van den Bosch on the front. Hoppesack behind him. And Denmark in the hunt for the first points as we get the first of our intermediate sprints. Fantastic changes as Harvick comes in second position. Van den Bosch down the back straight, but he's already been out there for just over a lap. So Harvick comes around. Denmark is there as well to pick up some points. So Larsen in the points as well, but the first 5-point sprint going to Yuri Harvick and the Netherlands. Talk about the experience. They did that absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, Hoppesack is more the young, talented rider, and Yuri, yeah, I can say he's already, you can in Dutch, a vedette, really experienced rider. Been to every six-day event there is, I think. And the talent, the young talents can learn a lot from him in the Netherlands.
See the fluorescent yellow helmet right towards the back there of Great Britain, Ethan Hayter and Mark Stewart. Second at the World Championships last year for Stewart, but he was riding with Ollie Wood. Hayter coming in here for the champs this year. And right up around the outside. So Mark Stewart from right at the back, making sure that they are out of danger and going to the front. It's so difficult in this. You want to be near the front, but not necessarily on it.
What can you say in those couple of seconds during the exchange? Do you have comments, or do you just like go, or?
Yeah, it's just you only have really just a couple of words.
Yeah.
So it's maybe to watch a particular team. Or really quick on the tactics, or attack after the next sprint.
Yeah.
You only really have one very short sentence. Most of these teams with some sort of a predetermined plan, but the race just becomes so hectic that you have to be flexible and go with the flow. Next sprint not too far away. Belgium again trying to get themselves into a good position here. So 1:82 to go. The bell will sound next time. France coming through, really trying to stretch the peloton. And they'll get the bell the next time around. So this is also a really early change for this next sprint. Belgium moving a little bit further. Remember last time they changed it 2 laps to go. This time just before 1 lap to go. So that was better for Belgium this time, giving themselves a really good chance off the change for Lindsay de Wilde to pick up the 5 points. So better timing for Belgium, gets them the 5 points in the second sprint. France with the 3, Canada with 2, and Czechia 1 point for 4th place.
During 6 days, it's not uncommon to first ride like 60 minutes plus 10 laps or something. Don't you really get like desperate if you see like, oh, 45 minutes left or 20 minutes left, and still then you have to do 10 laps because you can't ride fast because you can't hurry the time.
Yeah, well, yeah, but when the average speed is really high, just all you're doing is making the race longer.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
There were a couple of... This one was, in particular, the Copenhagen 6-day with their 100-kilometre chase. I think it was the 4th night of competition, so you have all the normal races for multiple days and then come out and do double this distance, 400 laps of the track. I must say, I did enjoy it, though. If you're going well, it's fun.
Yeah.
If you're not, it is hell. 175 to go. Canada, Poland, Denmark. So Morku in 3rd position. Such an experienced rider. Chetja riding really good position as well. They've been up the front a couple of times now, Rugovac and Vons. And now we'll start to build up for the next sprint. Change for Poland, Banasek and Propakushin. And this is a drag race just to get into the next sprint. You just see how everyone's strung out, really high speed. And this is where we talk about the average speed. Sprint every 10 laps, and they're always prepping to get to those sprints. It just keeps the average so high in this race. You spend too long down the back, chasing gaps all the time. That's to your detriment. Chetja will get to the bell, 1:71 to go. Then Canada, Denmark, Poland, move from Japan. Look at the speed coming from Japan. It's going to be a huge effort as it's a squeeze around the final bend. And they will get there. They've come from a long way back, but Japan, I mentioned them earlier, they are a dangerous team. Kuboki picks up the 5 points and continues with that momentum. Searching for Imamura. Change now happening. And up the track. All back together. And look towards the back there. You can see the gaps at the back. Just with the acceleration for the sprint. No attacks, so to speak of. But it just puts the whole peloton under pressure. Everyone doing changes. The gaps open up. And it puts a lot of teams in trouble if they stay back there for too long. You can see right at the top of the track there, a couple of teams, Israel and also Hong Kong, in trouble off the back. The team from Israel, Loginov and Yogev, I saw them earlier today. They were doing some Madison changes, training, some practice. Always makes me a bit nervous when on the day of the championships they were practicing the changes. Normally a sign they haven't had much time together. Big attack here from Portugal. The Olympic championship winning team. Rui Oliveira, gold medal at the Olympics, about to change to his brother Ivo, who was not his partner. Louis Leitao was his partner at the Olympic Games in the Madison, but look at the gap that they've opened up. And a real hesitation from the peloton. They know how dangerous Portugal is, yet half a lap ahead of the field. Next sprint coming. It will be 5 points to Portugal as Rui Oliveira comes back in. And they're not too far from gaining a lap. So there's the 5 points to Portugal. Sprint behind. We'll see Belgium pick up the 3. 2 points to the Netherlands. Denmark with 1. And unfortunately for Portugal, they have kept the pace on here. Belgium continuing with the gap they've opened up. Nice change about to happen. Do they continue to commit? They do indeed. Gap about to be closed by Denmark. And now will they hesitate? Looking at the back to see where Portugal are. Oliveira comes through, getting closer and closer to the back of the peloton. Belgium consistent, 10 points now in the overall lead, but I think that's about to change as the peloton come back together. Slight easing. It's Denmark from Japan and Belgium, but as we come into view now, there they come. There's Portugal just going past one of the riders from the USA. And the lap is about to go. So there's 20 points to the tally of Portugal at the 5 from the last sprint. They will be the new leaders, 25 points. Well, that was a show of strength.
Yeah. didn't look too hard. Maybe also the good moment.
All of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly showing some strength. So going right up around half of the field. Ivo Oliveira now on the white bike, the two from Portugal. It's the Olympic champion Rui with the gold tinge to his Pinarello. Bibic for Canada on the front at 1:52 to go. Oh, not happy. Oh, look at this. So some real pushing and shoving, yeah. Real pushing and shoving there. Already into the next sprint, and it's Italy down the back straight. Solid ride for Italy, timing it perfectly. Viviani picks up the 5, but the cheer, though, was for Denmark in second. Morku showing some strength. But Consoni, the lead up to that sprint was perfect, putting Viviani into position at the right time. So Portugal on 25. Belgium have been consistent, second on 10, and also Denmark. They're just getting the seconds and the thirds and the occasional fourth. They are looking for a 5-point win. It's difficult to go for all these sprints and miss the 5-pointer. It's so frustrating. They hold down the bronze medal at the moment with 1:47 to go. Big attack from Roger Kluge. France change on the front, not chasing, so Kluge will be looking for Teutenberg. Tim just comes past our commentary position as Kluge goes through. And there's the change down the back straight into the aero tuck position for Tim Teutenberg. Kluge, a two-time world champion with Theo Reinhardt. Reinhardt after the Olympic Games just wanting to have a rest. 11 straight World Championship participations for Theo. And that's opened up an opportunity, though, for Tim as Teutenberg now searches for his teammate Roger Kluge. And not a lot of tempo in the field. The big man, Roger.
He's one of the few not wearing an aero helmet.
Old school.
Yeah.
I like it.
He wants oxygen, I believe, or less warmth.
He's of my generation, Roger. And look at this. Germany. A quicker lap taken than what we saw from Portugal. But they will get the bell. So they come through with 1:41 to go. They'll be quickly into the back of the peloton, but because the bell was signalled for them, they will have the points on the sprint. Previous rules were once you caught the peloton, then they gave the sprint to the front of the bunch. So I'm glad that they've changed that. It makes much more sense the way it's done now. Teutenberg gets to the peloton. They pick up the 5 points, so they get 25. And Belgium still chasing some consistency as well. So they picked up 3 for the second place. Good attack from Kluge. Germany now matching Portugal at the top on 25. So Belgium in the bronze medal position on 13 points. Exceptional consistency from Belgium. Attack coming, though. Sorry, Shani. Attack coming from Great Britain.
Takes a lot of energy to be in the sprints every time, like Belgium.
Yep. Well, they're mounting the chase as well. Belgium, Canada, they make the change. And they are showing some real strength, Belgium. While it was a great attack from Great Britain, it's Belgium that's showing that they may be the strongest of the rest as they go out after them. Still 134 laps to go, though. Haven't even got to the halfway point. Ethan Hayter for Great Britain now being caught with 1:33 to go.
I saw the commissaire just gave Australia a yellow flag.
Ah.
Not sure what happened there.
Something I didn't catch. Blake Agnoletto it was. Yellow flag to him. And Belgium off the front. We talk about their consistency. They are showing some incredible strength here. Fabio van den Bosch picks up the 5, and Denmark with the 3. Again, keeping themselves in the hunt. Lindsay de Wilde comes in, the points race world champion from yesterday, backing that up with a really strong ride. And a big chase being mounted, though, from Nicholas Larsen. So Larsen catches Belgium. They both swing up the track. Japan just behind them. They have caught and passed Great Britain. And it's 1:28 to go. 4 teams emerging off the front. Not a lot of consistency and commitment, though. Short-lived, all back together. Crowd got excited, though, when they saw Larsen in second and then continue on. Fabio van den Bosch swings up the track. Won't see Belgium go too far back. Next attack, though, coming. Hoppesack from the Netherlands. Australia going with them. Kell O'Brien, first time we've seen the Australians. So paying attention there, O'Brien throws in Blake Agnoletto. And just as the Dutch swing up, Agnoletto, then it's Teutenberg making the change to Roger Kluger. And this is going to get the crowd going. Denmark on the attack at 1:23 laps to go. Japan sensing the danger. Where's Belgium? They are a bit further back now, so they've missed the move, Belgium. Yuri Harvik, the veteran. He knows how to read a bike race. He's the next one to react. So Denmark, Japan make the change. And Yuri Harvik from the Netherlands chasing them down. Front of the peloton on the left of the screen there, it's the Italian colours. 1:21 to go, the next sprint is on. Morkov will pick up the 5. They've been chasing points. This is the one they've been after. Finally a 5-point haul for Denmark. 3 points to Japan, 2 to the Netherlands, 1 point for Italy as they lead the peloton. And the gap comes back. Now the race is really split in 2 here. This is the largest group on the track as it stands. What was left of the peloton has completely disintegrated.
It's splintered all over the track.
Yeah. That's a trigger word for track cyclists.
Yeah,
splinter.
Don't crash.
They sit in equal 3rd place, Denmark, on 18 points. But the lap gain to Germany and Portugal, 20 points that they were able to get for that, doesn't seem so significant now. Only 7 points the difference between those 2 teams, and with Belgium and Denmark. Switzerland on the attack. Lucas Ruge. You'll be looking for Thibaut. So not one of the big outstanding favourite teams on paper. They might be given some leeway here. Hoppesack swings up, not chasing down Switzerland. Japan do the same off the change. Then it's Australia. Kellen O'Brien changing to Agnaletto. Teutenberg for Germany. And the pace is off. Opportunity now for Switzerland. Some great riders for Switzerland in the past. Bruno Risi with Kurt Betschart. What a team they were. And Franco Marvuli came on the scene. 1:11 to go. Switzerland will get the 5 points. Germany now hunting down some more as well. And once again, paying some amazing attention. Denmark, Nicholas Larsen. So Switzerland will pick up the 5. Denmark going over the top of the change, and Teutenberg to pick up the 3. Smart ride there from Larsen. Germany with 2. And then it was Ethan Hayter for Great Britain with the 1 point. So the first 5 points been collected for Switzerland. Equal 8th position. But they are half a lap from the back of the field. They're at the top of the screen on their own, just about to catch that group of 4. And still Great Britain aggressive.
Can't really see where the biggest bunch is at the moment. It's so all over the place, all over the track. Says enough about the speed of the Madison.
Move from Viviani. Van den Bosch changing to De Wilde, and you could see the effort in that change. You've got to search around the track to see where Switzerland are. So with the acceleration from Italy and Belgium, that has opened up a big gap as well. Not a great change. At the high speeds, it's really hard to stay right up there for Consoni with the change.
If you have too much speed difference, I think you could crash.
Yeah, absolutely. The rider coming in has to really make sure that they gauge the entry speed to make sure there isn't too big a difference. Portugal have done a great job of trying to close this attack down. Switzerland still hunting the lap. So second on the track is Belgium. Italy, Portugal still getting there. Denmark looking to close it down. And the next sprint, Switzerland hear the bell first. Then it's Belgium coming through. Italy, Portugal, Denmark. Oh, and really close. Oh, that was tight. So Switzerland get the 5. And the solo lap that they were hunting does not look likely now. A couple of more meters and Switzerland about to come back. But it's not to an entire peloton. It's just to a very elite chase group. So a couple of points picked up for Germany, just putting them as the outright gold medalists at the moment.
Canada also losing a lap, but they had 5 points, so they're now minus 15 instead of minus 20.
Time to take a breath as they swing up the track.
Over the halfway.
Yep, 96 laps to go now. You think how much this race is already split up? And they've only just now gone to the half distance. Look for Great Britain showing some intent as they weave their way around the top of the peloton. And unfortunately, signalling that they were about to attack, which has allowed Portugal and Oliveira to quickly get in terms and shut that one down. Little move underneath now for Denmark. Italy following them. So Larsen showing some really strong signs. Any kind of acceleration really does cause some splits in the bunch. Look at this. USA about to get caught once again at 92 laps to go. Consoni, Larsen, then it's Teutenberg, and the Dutch making their change as well. Next sprint, and Teutenberg it is that comes around the outside. You can see him go down the back straight. There's second position on the track. Late change, though, for Germany. Just with a big enough gap that they were able to make sure that Kluge came in to pick up the 5. So that extends their lead. The other benefit of coming in late in the sprint like that is that you have the energy to keep on the gas after you go past the finish.
But your exchange also has to be good, right? Otherwise, you lose speed.
Yep. Well, you really need a gap. Like, they were lucky then that Teutenberg did have a little bit of a gap. If the rider behind was hard on the wheel, they probably would have lost the points in the change. Hoppisak off the change of Harvick. He really has shown some strength these last couple of days, hasn't he? This has been great riding from Vincent. De Wilde for Belgium. Teutenberg scrambling just behind these two, and Juri Harvick now comes in. The world champion from last year with Jan-Willem van Schip. And now we have 3 teams with a big gap. Look at the grimace on Tim Teutenberg. He told me yesterday he was just starting to feel that he was getting a little bit sick. He's not showing any signs of that other than the pain face.
Which is allowed with 85 laps to go.
I think they all get that at the end. So Portugal trying to come across, but you have 3 very strong teams combining out in front here. And now it's Morku. You can just listen for the crowd to know when Denmark are on the move. They've left it a fair while, though, because they've got a big gap to chase. Ethan Hayter just coming across as Larsen now comes in. And Hayter can go onto the wheel there. And a big chase here from Larsen to try and close it down. Still the 3 teams in front of Belgium, Germany and the Netherlands. Portugal chasing. Another change for the Dutch. 81 laps to go, the next sprint. And just easing onto the back, Juri Harvick. Lindsay de Wilde will pick up the 5. They make the change on the finish line. So another thing that they need to think about is changing. If it is going to be in maybe the last 100 metres or so, the rider that's coming in speeds up to make sure the change is after the finish line. Give themselves a better chance to pick up the points. So 5 points to Belgium, Germany with 3, and then the Netherlands with 2. Still a quarter of a lap behind Denmark and Great Britain. And now a dangerous move off camera. Denmark have swung up and the pace has eased in the chase. So it's all going in the favour of these three nations at the moment. 177 laps to go. Germany continue their way on the front. 35 points in the gold medal position. Harvick comes in once more. Chasing back-to-back world titles in the Madison. Larsen trying to mount a chase. Great Britain taking up the challenge out in front. 3 teams working well together still. can see Canada, the left of the screen there, about to lose another lap. They'll have 20 points docked from their total. That's already happened once. Twice, actually, so 2 laps down for them. They're about to go a third. Have another 20 points docked from their tally. Teutenberg in for Kluger. Just a little bit slow coming in there for Tim. You can just see the strain between the two in the change. Just needed just a little bit more speed to make that smoother. You can see there compared to Yuri Harvick coming in, much smoother exchange. Another sprint coming up. Belgium on the front. 71 to go. And De Wilde. Teutenberg changes to Kluger. And does Roger Kluger want the 5? Yes, he does. Big push of pace now for Roger Kluger. And off the change, extra acceleration, floats past to pick up the 5. Mark Stewart is in no man's land for Great Britain. You can hear the crowd getting up and about again because Denmark have tried to come across. So Nicholas Larsen on the attack. You have our 3 teams in front, not far from getting to the back of the peloton. Then it's Great Britain. And then further back around the track, Denmark. Portugal have disappeared somewhat. That's the team that has gone missing. Weaving their way through the traffic. Oh, no, and just off camera there, you can see the awkward change from Belgium, just getting caught up with the Canadian rider as they lapped him. So 66 laps to go, and Denmark have got themselves across to Great Britain.
Almost the lap gain.
Well, there was a moment where I thought that they wanted to, and they're doing it, they're pausing. They don't want to catch the bunch. They are looking for the next sprint. So they don't want to lap the field just yet. This is the tricky business that happens in these bunch races sometimes. It's a bit more difficult in the solo races, but in the Madison team event, you can play games a little bit and try and hold on for the next sprint. They need to be careful, though, because there has been an acceleration in the peloton. Well, as they hesitate, Shana, that also means that Denmark and Great Britain have closed the gap to the group in front here.
Oh, I see a crash of the Aussies off camera.
Yeah, yes, one of the Australians has unfortunately come down. It's Blake Agnoletto. So we didn't capture that one, but Blake Agnoletto. So it's been a big night for Blake. 61, next sprint. And a big change down the back. Yuri Harvick going over the top of Belgium in the change, chasing the 5 as they get to the back of the field. So it's 5 to Harvick and the Netherlands. And a lap gained.
You have to be sure of yourself to pause before the bunch to gain the lap. Just wait and to get some extra points.
So they go past Kell O'Brien. And unfortunately for Kell, really struggling to stay in the race here with Blake Agnoletto out. Now the crowd willing Denmark around the track. They are now the leaders on the track, sitting down in 5th place overall. Oh, and Great Britain not willing to work now. Ethan Hayter swings up. So Hayter forcing Mikael Norku to do all of the chasing here as they close in on the field. Not too far now from gaining a lap. Stewart comes in for Hayter. Little moment to communicate as they did that change. And now Larsen. And they really have eased off here. They are chasing the next sprint. It's a dangerous move sometimes.
Germany again on the attack off screen.
And with Germany attacking, this is where it can come unstuck for Denmark and Great Britain. If you want to hesitate, stay behind, pick up the next sprint. You run the risk of the peloton accelerating away. Big move from Teutenberg. So there are 3 teams in front of this group. There they are, including Portugal, France and Japan. They attacked the field a few laps ago. Now Teutenberg comes across. And Germany with a 10-point lead here with 52 laps to go. The next sprint coming around now. Denmark will get the bell with Great Britain. So this is what they were hanging back for. They still need to get the lap, though, and gain the 20 points. And Great Britain, after all of that, hop over the top to pick up the 5. Very cheeky, but it's a race. That's the way it goes. So 5 points for Great Britain. Denmark picking up the 3. And now they really have to finish off this lap. Splintered was the word you used before. Absolutely. Splintered all the way around the velodrome here.
You saw the Italians earlier in the race, but now
struggling, aren't they? Yeah.
Somewhere swimming.
So the applause to Denmark, catching the field, and they finally get their lap gain, and they go immediately through and underneath on the attack again. Miguel Morcu, the Olympic champion from Tokyo, former world champion, wants to do it again in his last World Championship appearance. Well, that puts them up into 3rd place on 49 points. Still a very comfortable lead here for Germany, 9 points over Belgium. Also 9 points from Denmark back to the Netherlands. The Netherlands have been really strong, just haven't been able to pick up the points the same way that Belgium and Germany have been able to do. 44 laps to go. Portugal now.
What a sprint.
Ivo Oliveira on the white bike for Portugal. Searching for Rui, his brother. And you can see he's at the back of the finishing straight here. And the change on the right-hand side at 42 to go. So they'll get the next sprint. That's next time around. So the gap is big enough now that Portugal definitely will pick up the 5. That'll take them to 31 points. Still a fair way from the podium, but if they can gain a lap here, that'll be a big challenge. Teutenberg comes through. France, Denmark, Belgium. 5 points for Portugal. 3 points for Germany. That'll take them to 66. Only 1 point for Belgium. So 55 for them. Roger Kluger on the front. A lap game for Portugal will take them to 51 points and into the bronze medal position. So no absolute panic for Germany just yet.
Still 4 sprints to go with the last one double points. A lot can happen.
Well, if Portugal stay out there for multiple sprints and then gain the lap, that's when they can take over the overall lead. This is the man that did the attack. Continuing on, and it does look as if the lap is going to be gained here. Easing of the peloton, and Portugal, they can see the helmet there of the second rider of Belgium. Just about to pop into the screen. Portugal will get their lap off the change. 35 laps to go. And Portugal jump from 5th up into the bronze medal position. Attack from Consoni. Viviani comes in. You mentioned them before that they've been missing for a couple of laps now. Now going on the attack. But Germany quick to challenge that.
When they're not an immediate danger for Germany, but Italy is always dangerous.
Expect another move from Denmark here. They're sitting down in 4th place. They want to get onto the podium. They're hunting the gold in particular. I'm sure all the other teams are expecting that move as well. So another sprint coming up. Kluge on the front, searching for Teutenberg. And they're about to make the change now. So this has been outstanding riding for Germany. Teutenberg comes in. Both Japanese riders are really fast, though. Teutenberg into the tuck position. The head wobble gets the 5 points. And they extend their overall lead. And now Tim, look over the shoulder, just needs to be cautious of the attack that is pending. Who will it be that will go? Denmark, yeah, there it is. Mikael Morku, he was just waiting. And that has put Teutenberg under a little bit of pressure after that sprint. You can see him at the back of the shot there, just searching for Kluge. Now Roger comes in to save the day. Yeah.
Well, you're in a situation once or twice where you were fully cooked and your Madison partner just went for it and you were like, no way.
What is he doing? What is he doing?
Please don't.
Yeah. Good attack from Japan. The Netherlands following. Kluge, front of the peloton. Japan -7 points. So no danger to the overall, but the Netherlands absolutely are. They won't damage the overall lead of Germany, but they'll go into second if they can gain a lap here. Acceleration from Belgium as they come into the top of the shot. Portugal smart after taking a lap, following the Belgians. That's keeping themselves in the hunt. They sit in 4th place. Well, equal 3rd, in fact. 24 laps to go. Juri Harvik on the attack, working well with Japan. As we look further back, it's Belgium and Portugal. Teutenberg about to change with Kluge, but they're off the wheel, so this is really hurting Germany to close this gap down. Too many teams in front, hesitation, and that's allowed Germany to close it.
This one hurt.
Well, this is looking really good for Germany. But then an attack from Great Britain and Denmark. 21 laps to go. The next sprint, it's not the sprint so much that they're after, it's the gain of the lap. And Stewart drives it down the back straight. Great Britain pick up the 5. Denmark the 3. What's the peloton thinking here? They have to chase this move.
If Denmark gains a lap, then they're on the 1st spot.
This is huge for Denmark. It would be momentous if we can finish the championships here in Copenhagen with another gold medal to the Danes. They won the women's Madison yesterday, and they are hunting for gold here in the men's. 2 sprints remain. Belgium have the peloton strung out. There's Belgium, big chase. The Netherlands after them. And Germany with Kluge now looking to close things down. So Belgium are getting there.
Who has the most energy left is the big question now.
Well, I just caught a look at the hand change from Germany there, and Roger Kluge almost dragged Teutenberg off the bike. Tim was coming in really slow as they came down the back straight. But 14 laps to go, 4 teams off the front. Germany trying to get there. They're desperately trying to hold on to this gold medal. And they all swing up the track, so the impetus comes out of the lead group. And there's the grimace from Teutenberg as he changes to Kluge. And they will shut this one down, Germany. Silver and bronze still very much in the mix here. Only 1 point between Belgium and Denmark, 1 point back to Portugal. And it's Roger Kluge himself in the gold medal spot on 71 points. And he thought, well, while you all guys think you can win this, no, this is ours. The penultimate sprint, and Kluge goes off the front. Here's another 5 points going to Germany. And because there's such a tight race for the silver, they may start looking at themselves, looking at each other as Germany sail away to another 5 points. 3 for Denmark. That is significant in terms of the final medal standings. Denmark into silver, Belgium down to bronze, Portugal remain in 4th place, and we have 1 sprint to come. Germany at this stage, with double points on the final sprint, cannot be beaten on points. It's only a lap gain or a lap lost to them that would see that change, and that is highly unlikely with 8 laps to go.
Don't want to jinx it, but first world title for Tim Teutenberg?
Yeah, it absolutely would be. It'll be Roger Kluge's 3rd Madison title. Still have to get there. 7 laps to go, and they are looking so good for this title. Big attack here. This is the race for the silver medal, though. Belgium 1 point behind Denmark. Change coming just at the right time for Larsen as he throws in Morku. And off that change, Mikael Morku should be able to shut this move down. Meanwhile, Teutenberg powers on ahead.
How many points are left up for grab with the 3 in front for Belgium and Denmark?
Well, there's only 2 points for 4th place. Now, I think Italy may have been, I'm not sure exactly where Italy ended up. They'd gone out or they'd been caught, to be honest. It's been so messy. So 1 point between silver and bronze. 3 laps remaining. Portugal on the attack. Belgium now going after them. Denmark shadowing Belgium. And as we get to 2 laps to go, this is going to be a gold medal for Germany. They can celebrate these last couple of laps. We still are going to be deciding who gets the silver and the bronze. It's Denmark versus Belgium into the final lap. Great Britain, they lead. Italy second. Then it's Portugal. Belgium getting over Portugal to get into the points here. They'll finish with 4 points and leap over the top of Denmark. Denmark finish 4th in the sprint. They get 2. Belgium pick up 4, and they will go into the silver medal. So Germany come out on top. It's a gold medal to Roger Kluge. His 3rd time that he's been able to do that in the Madison. Tim Teutenberg, the first time that we've seen him win at the World Championships. He told me he had a little bit of a sore throat yesterday. He's a world champion today.
With a sore throat.
Oh, what a sensational moment for Tim and Roger.
How much is the age difference between them?
Oh, Tim's 22, I think, and Roger touching on 38 now. So extraordinary age difference, but what a combination. 38?
Yeah, 38.
So 38 and 22. Tim Teutenberg, Roger Kluge, world champions in the Madison.
What an ending.
Oh, I'm wrapped. Family friends of mine, the Teutenberg, so I could not be more happier for them. And a great way, they didn't get the win in the end, but for Denmark to come out on the podium, for Michael Morku, great way to retire. Bronze medal for them on 59 points, only 1 point away from Belgium in silver. The 16-point margin in the end. There's Lynn, his big sister Lynn. Three times a Madison world champion, Roger Kluge. Experience counts for so much, but he had the strength, of course, to finish it off. We talk about the old school helmet versus the Aeros for everyone else. Old school wins out.
Yep. He had room to think.
Yeah.
The temperature wasn't so hot under the helmet.
Well, Tim's parents, Lars and Katrin, they are here in Copenhagen. We saw Lynn, the sister, so family affair for Tim. Oh, there they are, mum and dad. It was a home base for my daughter, Maddie, last year, and her travels around Germany, stayed with the Teutenberg several times, back and forth to Cologne. And the change that won the day. What a combination. Kluge and Teutenberg, world champions in the men's Madison to finish off the Copenhagen World Championships, the 121st edition.
Too bad for the Dutchies. They also rode strong, but
dropped down to sixth in the end for the Netherlands, equal sixth on points. Great Britain just getting ahead of them, but they were really strong. It just shows you can be so strong and still miss out on the podium.
last two victory ceremonies. Well, now I'm going to ask you the question. What do you think was the nicest event or most impressive event this week?
I'm going to have to throw in the family connection and say the Madison.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
There's Tim's dad, Lars Teutenberg. Sensational. Lars also the coach of Benjamin Thomas.
Oh, really?
Omnium. He had Tim, his son, in the Omnium at the Olympic Games, and a rider that he coached in the Omnium as well.
Oh,
he said to me he was not sure who he was going to cheer for. I'm like, come on, you got to cheer for your son. But then Ben got the win anyway.
Yeah.
So what a thrilling final to the World Championships here.